Hi, hello, namaste, hearty welcome to yet another interesting class. So, kudos to all those people who have completed their part 1 training. So, normally I encourage people to first study part 1 and then come to part 3 and then part 2. Okay. Or if you're somebody who is already working in business taxes, then I say, start off with part 2, then part 3, and then last part 1. Okay. Whatever way you're comfortable with, but even if you're part 2, I encourage that you study from part 1, so that you have a deeper understanding of the subject. Okay, I hope each one of you are doing well. Hearty welcome to IRS special enrollment examination EA part 3 classes, right? So tax representation. So before we start, just like every other class, today also I wanted to take up something, and these are some learnings from the book Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. Okay, so normally I present the book at the start, and then I give the points, but I felt that because people are making good money in this industry, whether as a EA or as a CPA, whether in employment or in practice, there's no limit at all. Okay, it all depends on how you leverage your license. Okay, it's not just that you're a EA or a CPA, you put up the license and business will start coming in. No, there are many other things which you have to learn, and that is something I want to teach you in the class, because I learned this from the proven mentors, and I want to present it to my students also. Okay, so now when I see this book, Rich Dad's Guide to Investing, okay, it is by Robert Kiyosaki sir only. Okay, so this book is about how rich people make investment. Sir, abhi to kamai ही नहीं है, there's no earning at all, you're talking about investment. Okay, now these are the things that the author is trying to clarify, and I also feel responsible as a teacher to guide you on these things. Okay, now I also told you that I come from a very lower middle class background, wherein my father's salary was 4,700 rupees per month in 2008, so when he retired. Okay, so you can imagine what kind of living standards we must have had. Are you getting it? So I want you to be rich. Poverty is one of the major reasons why we don't grow in our life. Now, poverty is not just lack of money, but is also lack of courage, lack of the ability to explore, lack of innovation, lack of creativity. I mean, for these things you don't need money. I mean, today when it comes to EA, RTP, QBO and all, iLead comes first. I mean, this is what you people have told in the market. So it is not some digital marketing that we do, or it is not any advertising that we do. If you see our content also that comes in, it will be more knowledge content only. We don't do any discount campaigns, that this and all that. Yeah, anything New Year or anything special, something may come up, but other than that we don't do most of marketing. Our thing is more of knowledge marketing. Knowledge, we focus more on knowledge, and we want our students to grow and improve their financial living standards. That's the main intent. My main enemy is poverty. And the lack of this knowledge is what keeps us poor, is what makes us poor, and we need to overcome that. Okay, so here in this book, Rich Dad's Guide to Investing, the author talks about how rich people make investment, and why the decisions of the rich people are different from the poor and middle class people, and it will help you change the way you approach financial decision making. Anything you want to buy, the new iPhone 15 Pro Max, or the Galaxy S24 Ultra and all, 1.6 lakhs, $2,000 worth phone you're trying to buy as a student or as an employee whose monthly salary is also not that much. Think about it. And how you can become rich. Okay, you have to be rich. Let me tell you that you have to be rich. You cannot live a mediocre life. You should not be living a poor life. because the education that you're getting here, especially at iLead, I don't just teach you, some subjects, from IRS, and then, tata bye bye. No, I'm connected to my students, ever since tsunami came, December 2004. From that time, I'm in the industry. This is my 20th USA tax season. Thanks be to God. Thanks be to my family, my team, and all my beloved students, like you, who are in touch with me still. Sir, how can I help you? How can I be associated with you? More than the money, it is that love and bonding that we all have developed over a period of time, and most of them are in practice. When I get, more work, I give to them, and things like that. So it keeps continuing. So I'm not just into teaching. Teaching is my passion, but what I love to teach is what can make you a better person. Life. Life. Because when we don't know, the practicalities of life, that's when, we mess up a lot of things. That's when we mess up a lot of things, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, so quickly into this. So this book is useful for somebody who wants to grow rich. Everybody wants to grow rich, who wants to invest, who wants to get into business, and who want to explore the entrepreneur in them, even by doing part time. One of the advantages of these courses, especially our courses, is that you can also be a freelancer. You can also work part time. So in case you're looking for any part-time opportunity, or any opportunity like that in the future, this is my number, WhatsApp number 9091. How do I go here? Yeah, right. Okay, so that's the number. 9091. Okay, ping me. I take time to reply, so bura mat manna. Okay, I have many things, okay, to do. um, I'm very lovable people, lovable team, lovable family, loving friends, a lot of things. I intend to change that number. We changed it to 786 786 1120, so that people will ping that number, but still people ping this number only. Okay, so Bura mat manna if I am delaying reply to your messages. Okay, please understand, and I'm really sorry. If there is anything important, please call me off. Okay, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है तो कॉल कर देना. आप मैसेज किए कर दिए, एक दिन बाद भी रिप्लाई नहीं आया, सो प्लीज कॉल मी ऑफ. ओके, सो प्लीज डोंट मिसअंडरस्टैंड मी. डोंट थिंक दैट दिस फेलो हैज हॉर्न्स एंड ऑल. ओके, so no, I don't have any horns and all. We are all normal people. Okay, now here, coming to this, first thing that I wanted to talk about here is the 10% rich have the 90% of money. Why is it so? Only the 10% of rich have the 90% of money. Why is it so? It is so because the rich invest in a way that the poor and middle class people don't. Because the focus of the rich is not to save money, the focus of the rich is to invest money. Similarly, you should also invest your time. People say don't waste time, don't waste money, and all. Elders, very good, correct, sahi hai. Now, what should I do with the saved time? What should I do with the saved money? That they don't tell. Yes or no? Yes or no? What they do with the saved time, what you have to do with the saved money, that they are not able to tell, most of the elders. That's why we have that energy within us, but we don't know, where to invest that energy. But the rich know. Rich invest, most of their pre-tax savings and not their post-tax savings. Pre-tax saving, in CPA we will be doing, a subject called TCP, my favorite subject, tax compliance and planning. Anyways, you are studying ES, so regulation is covered there, and then RTP, most of the TCP, is also covered there. So these two papers, are like 50% of your CPA. You doing EA and RTP, it is 50% of your CPA done. It will be very very easy for you. So I very strongly recommend that you select TCP in your CPA. After EA, relax मत हो ना. Okay, now don't think that अरे भाई ये देखो अभी इसके बाद ये पढ़ने के लिए बोल रहा है. No. If you want to study. If you want to study. If you don't want to study, don't study. That's purely up to you. Now what happens is, when you do CPA and all, you get outsourcing work. See, you are a fresher. Why people should trust you and give business to you? Why people should give you work? SSN number hai, bank details hai, all the sensitive information of the client is there. Why they should give their work to you? Yes or no? सो वर्क इसीलिए देना चाहिए क्योंकि आप एक लाइसेंस सीपीए हो, you understand how things work and rest all. Okay, so make sure that you plan your career accordingly whenever you want to do. Okay, like if you are a citizen, if you are a ssn holder, and things like that, most of the states they say 30 months is the period for cpa, but by default it is 18 months only. Okay, so by when you complete your ea and rtp, immediately गर्मा गर्मी में ही रेगुलेशन और टीसीपी प्रिपेयर हो जाना 3 महीने में, both the papers in 3 months. Try to complete that off. So once you complete that, from that time when you have completed your first paper, you have 18 months to pass your CPA. So दो ही पेपर है, 18 months में आराम से पास कर ले. Okay, next you write auditing in CPA, वो 1-2 महीना 3 महीना ले लेना, and then कितना टाइम चाहिए उतना टाइम ले लो और अकाउंट्स खत्म करो. Okay, I would say 4 to 6 months is a good time for FAR paper. Now they have reduced the syllabus in FAR in regulation, so that's a good news. Okay, so 20% of the syllabus is reduced, and then they have made it as electives. Okay, for those who do not know, so ये अच्छा रहेगा. Okay, so plan your career properly. 3 महीना 9 months you can be a CPA if you ask me, because ये RTP करे हो आप एंड CPA में जाके रेगुलेशन एंड TCP पढ़ो, 3 महीने में वो एग्जाम लिख दो, 2 पेपर हो जाएगा. 2 papers will be done. Again, 3 months you prepare only for auditing paper, right off that. Another 3 months or 4 months you prepare for FAR paper. Bas khatam. Max 1 year you will be a CPA. Are you getting it? You can really do that. Okay, so plan the things accordingly. Okay, so and the rich, don't believe in the theory that you have to study, you have to work hard, get a good job, and save money. No, they believe that you have to learn, you have to explore, and then you have to invest. And that's the mindset you should also have, whenever you're picking up a job. Why I give all this intro in a tax class, because the why of it, your mindset is important. ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम पढ़ो जाओ हो जाओगे पास यार को. And how many people will fail यार ये exam and all, ये CA थोड़ी ना है, ये IAS थोड़ी ना है. This is not that tough examination, it's an easy examination. You just study the concepts properly, understand the concepts, all the MCQs 2 to 3 times, and then I told you about that enrolledagentexam.com. एक 1 month का सब्सक्रिप्शन ले लेना, खत्म, डन. उससे ज्यादा कुछ भी नहीं है. But once you're on the floor, you get selected, this company, that company, I got placed, that, this and all. But what you will do there? Right? So you should have your logical thinking also. RTP भी हमने पढ़ा दिया है. Okay. So basic to intermediate level, you will be able to do the tax returns. But how are you going to understand your boss, your company, your culture? How are you going to grow to the next level? वहीं बैठ के टैक्स रिटर्न पे टैक्स रिटर्न यही बनाना तुम्हारा जॉब नहीं है. You got to rise up as a leader, become an intrapreneur in your company, become a wonderful leader, and slowly as God leads you, get into entrepreneurship. That's what that's what you have to be. Have a proper career path. Don't steal data. Steal knowledge. Don't steal data. Getting it? See, in the real world, we talk about 80-20 rule, and things like that. But what Robert Kiyosaki says, and also, the Wall Street Journal in its report has said that only 10% of Americans have 90% of the money. It's not a quotation. Just calm down and think. Only 10% people have 90% of the money. यानी बाकी 90% people have only 10% of the money. Sir, money is not everything. Really? Really? I serve God. And I make money my servant to serve godly purposes. You can help somebody. Some relative is struggling, help them. Family member, somebody help them. Friend, help them. You love doing charity, help them. Any religion, you give it to the poor, you do it to the Lord. Do it. कितना कमाओगे, कितने गाड़ियों में घूमोगे? वन छोटा कार, वन सेडान, वन एसयूवी, उसके बाद क्या? एक जेट लोगे? But after so much is left over, what will you do with that? Create jobs, serve people. You can do so much. There's so much money out here. Because we don't know to think, We are still servants. We are still slaves. That's the mentality we have. That's the mentality we have. We are taught three things change a person. Three E's. Some students make very good notes, of everything that I say. Please make notes and please do teach to your kids, to your team members, and then implement it. Three things change a person. E, education. What you know is how you behave. Then, experience. What was your experience? Because of your experience, you talk like that. And the last one is environment. The environment in which you are growing up. Education, environment, and experience. Very, very important. Very, very important. So teach your kids, the right thing. Teach them to be rich. Teach them to be healthy. Focus on your fitness. अरे एक्सरसाइज क्यों करने का क्या मजल बनाएंगे हम ऋतिक या टाइगर श्रॉफ प्रभास थोड़े ना है. That's fine. Because they are in the film industry, they work out 8 hours, 10 hours a day. You're not that. You can give yourself 1 hour, 2 hours, listen to something, watch something, when you're exercising and all. That becomes a mental learning, that becomes a physical training also. I mean, both the things get done. Focus on that. Give yourself, 1 hour a day. What what great achievement is that, you make so much money, and you die young. Doesn't make any sense at all. That will be foolishness. You have to be healthy, you have to be wealthy, and you have to be godly also. Whatever is your faith, stay close to your faith. Don't touch Bible, Quran, and Bhagavad Gita when you're 60 plus. All the teeth's gone. You know that's when you see God, because तुम्हारा number आएगा अभी उनको मस्का लगा रहे हो. When you are young, that's when stay close to your faith. I love my Lord Jesus Christ. I spend time in reading the Word of God. That gives me strength. So whatever is your faith, draw that divine power from that. Use that power, because you know that somebody inside you is motivating you to do great and mighty things for the glory of God. So do that. You have to be. You cannot be weak. You cannot be sick and heal somebody. You cannot be poor and bless somebody. You're getting it? God made you so that He can display His splendor in you. जब लोग तुम्हें देखे बोले कि खुदा का बंदा ऐसा होता है, समझे? Grow yourself. And the next reason is because poor do not or cannot invest. They don't have that mentality. You go and tell them about SIP, systematic investment plan, or mutual funds and all. Even life insurance, even vehicle insurance also some people don't take. Very bad. Very bad. अरे कुछ नहीं होता, God is definitely there. God is definitely there. But we never know what calamities come, what emergencies come. Invest. Buy some gold. If you have girl children, buy some gold. Even if you have a boy child, buy some gold. Buy some house. Invest into assets, that produce money. Your iPhone, 1.5 lakh worth iPhone, okay? तुम 10 लाख कमा रहे हो महीना, तो एक 2 लाख का फोन लो, नो प्रॉब्लम. 10-20 लाख कमा रहे हो, अदरवाइज why you need it? No, sir, 1 month salary, okay, fine. I don't have much commitments. Okay, go ahead, fine. My 1 month salary is so much. I have made EMIs 10,000 rupees per month, 2 years. I am okay to pay high interest and all. Fine, jao. But have that investment mindset. Because, in US, what happens, they restrict people who invest. Now, in the taxes, we see, especially, when we were studying, IRA and, all the other retirement plans, we studied that after a particular income, you don't get these deductions. After a particular income level, you don't get these deductions and all. Now, similarly, in US, what happens, you have something called as US Securities and Exchange Commission, which allows restriction, which puts restriction on certain investors. Only accredited investors can invest, who have a net worth of at least 1 million, or who consistently have an annual income of at least $200,000. $200,000 in Indian rupees is like anything more than 1.6 crores, 1.7 crores today, as of Jan 2024. Are you making that much money? See, somebody is putting an investment in who can be. You have some clubs, in all the metropolitan cities. So if you have to become a member of that club, you should have particular standard. Especially if you want to buy Rolls Royce and all, you have to have particular level of income. You remember, our Hyderabad Nizam was turned down, not to buy Rolls Royce. Then he made all the Rolls Royce, as the sweeping, trucks to carry, all garbage, dust. Then those people, they came running, and then they apologized. Hyderabad Kishan Nizam, Hyderabadi Nizam. So somebody is telling you you don't have the ability to invest also. तुम्हारी वो औकात नहीं है. Now forget about this US Securities and Exchange Commission. Remember, about the events, when you were ill-treated, especially youngsters, when you were ill-treated, when you were told that, you're not supposed to come there, or you can't do that, you cannot buy that, you cannot be there, उस घर से रिश्ता ढूंढ रहे हो, वो तुम्हारी बस की बात नहीं है. Emotional and all, crying and all, dil dukna and all, everybody will do. Any human being, will do. But what you will do after dil duking, huh? After dil breaking, what you will do? Arise, arise, shine, do something great. ये सब पढ़ाई हो जाएगा. Why you are doing what you are doing is very very important. Hello, why you are doing what you are doing is very very important. ये टाइम पे पढ़ रहे हो, अभी क्यों पढ़ रहे हो? पास हो जाओगे, उसके बाद क्या? Yes, you want to improve your family living standards, you want to grow in your company, you want to be known as a leader, you want to make better people come out of you, whether it's your kids, whether it's your team, and things like that, isn't it? That's why you're studying now. So don't forget your why. We spoke about that. Then the next one is, their mindset is to think rich and not get rich. The mindset is to think rich and not get rich. There are no get quick rich schemes. There are no get quick rich schemes. बड़ा सोचो, बड़ा बड़ा सोचो. Think big. That's what Dhirubhai Ambani sir also said. Think big. Start working on it. Start small. Think big. Act local and then go global. When I started classes, I started in Hyderabad. I started EA just like that. I wanted to hire people for my own LLC, my other business. There's iLead Tax Academy, it's into teaching. iLead Tax LLC is into employment practice, outsourcing and all. So I wanted to hire people, for my own company. But God's grace. And students love the word spread when their life changed, when people were asking, how you're talking, all these things and all. Okay, I learned it, from my sir. It makes me feel happy, when students send me some compliments that I heard your very first class. It's like, wow. It motivates me also that, this 15-20 minutes of talk, what I'm doing is not to, time pass or, share some Googled book summary to you. I want you to implement this. Invest your time, invest your money, invest your energy, invest your enthusiasm into right thing. TIME. T for talent, your talent. I, your interests. M, your money. E, your energy or enthusiasm. That is time. Where are you investing your talent? Are you good at something? Where are you investing that time? Where is the time that you have taken for that? Then after you're 50, you see your sons and daughters yelling at you, saying you're a useless father, useless mother. No, no, sir, my kids will never tell me like that. सोचना भी मत ऐसा. You don't achieve something great, If not your son, your daughter-in-law will. If not your daughter, your son-in-law will. अच्छा करो, अच्छा करो. Even in that old age, be a rock star. Be a rock star even in that old age. मस्त रहना तुम. Getting it? And last one, they get financial education and literacy. Abhi bhi, when you are working, you get your salary. Open an Excel sheet. If you believe in God, pray to God. Thank God for that. Give 10% to God or poor or somebody. एक 10% निकाल लेना. Give it. और एक 10% अपने लिए लगा लेना, अपने इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए, जो भी है. और बाकी का 80% जो है उसमें से आप खर्चा करना. If possible, 20% you invest from that. 60%, we studied about that, right? 60% you spend it on your commitments. सर मुश्किल है सर. फाइन, दैट्स ओके. इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं है तो छोड़ दो. 80% अपना खर्चा के लिए रख लो. 10% अपने आप के लिए रख लेना. 10% किसी और के लिए दे देना. My blessing will come. Learn to analyze where your money is going. Have you studied QuickBooks Pro Advisor? Get a QuickBooks account for yourself. Link your bank accounts. See those cash flow reports. See those, all that. वो सब देखना एक बार कैसा है क्या है. Enough. Link those bank accounts. देखना कहाँ खर्चा हो रहा है पैसा. अरे बुक माई शो, अरे इतना पैसा लगा दिया. अरे स्विगी इतना पैसा लगा दिया. सी व्हेन यू सी हाउ मच यू हैव स्पेंट, यू विल ट्राई टू डिक्लाइन इट. अरे कपड़े पे मैंने इतना लगा दिया, अरे जूते पे मैंने इतना लगा दिया. व्हेन यू सी हाउ मच यू स्पेंड, you tend to decrease. You tend to decrease. You are a God's masterpiece. Remember that. These are not some motivational words. You are a God's masterpiece. Your retina also nobody has. Eye retina. Have you gone for passport, Aadhaar card and all? Yeah, they scan your eye, they scan your fingers and all fingerprints. You're very unique, fearfully, wonderfully made. Very, very special. Nobody like you. Even Nanda sir is not like you. You're very, very special. So you got to be a rock star. Rock star. God's child is a problem solver, is a solution provider. You got to come up with solutions for the problems in the society. That's what display of true faith is. Create employment, serve people, help them save their tax money. Why pay to government? Invest into some potential resources, avenues, make wealth, take care of your kids, help somebody, ensure your retirement is safe. Serve community in whatever way you can. कौन सा भी गवर्नमेंट आए, तुम मेहनत करना है. You have to work hard. Only when you work hard, things will move. Getting it? All the very, very best. All the very, very best. May God richly bless you. फोकस मत लूज होना कभी भी. ओके, आपको कोई क्लास में कुछ मोटिवेशन अच्छा लगे तो वो लिख के रख लेना कहीं. And go back and watch that motivation at least. Again you will come back to those senses. I was told, that Hanuman often forgets, who he is. Again, he'll be told who he is, what that, and all that. Again, he'll become, mighty warrior. There might be, a Hanuman in you also. Sometimes, somebody has to tell you who you are. And I want to be that. I want to be that. Your teachers are that. Your spouse is that. Your brothers, sisters are that. Your parents are that. Anybody who gives you a godly counsel is a gift of God. Treasure them properly. Sometimes, what they discipline, you may not like. But God disciplines whom He loves. Okay. God disciplines whom He loves. So if you're being disciplined by your manager, leader, your parents, your teachers, your brother, sister, or a friend, good friend, listen to them. God doesn't speak to you, like, from the sky, Akashwani types. Oh, this is my beloved son. He will speak to you through scriptures, through a human. Listen to them when they're speaking to you. Don't be hard-hearted, and don't turn deaf ears to their advice. You may feel they ज़्यादा बोल रहे हैं क्योंकि उन्होंने ज़्यादा देखा है ज़िंदगी में, इसीलिए ज़्यादा बोल रहे हैं. ओके, सो जो भी वो बोल रहे हैं वो सुनिएगा आप. Yeah, chalo, God bless you. Now let's get into the class. And this was a quick summary from the book Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. Okay, I'll sum up once we have done all the 8 points. I will make a summary and then present it to you. Okay, so we are into EA Part 3 classes. So let's get into the EA Part 3 classes now.